What's up, everyone? It's Anthony with A Crew Gaming. We are hanging out in Satisfactory. I've got quite a few things to do here throughout the whole game, not just today. I really want to get the steel factory started. In the meantime, I've found a whole bunch of concrete or a whole bunch of limestone deposits, so we're going to build a little concrete plant here. So I'll kind of show you how to do that, how to maximize what you've got here. I do have multiple different mines, I guess, resource spots. I don't know exactly what they're called, of it. You can see I've got a normal one here. I believe this one over here is impure. Yep, impure. I've got one more up there that's impure, and then I've got a pure one at the very, very top. So getting it all, when they're different classifications, getting it all figured out is a little bit difficult, but once you kind of get the numbers figured out, the number game figured out, it's not too bad. So total coming in, I've got 240 parts units coming in per minute. So it's splitting off into two, so that's 120 and 120 in that splitter, and then those are splitting off into two more, so 60 going in there, 60 going in there. These only do 45 per minute, but I may overclock them and get them up to 60 per minute, but I might not too. I've also got another belt running concrete over on that side, so I think I have sufficient concrete, but like I said, I may overclock the constructors here just to maximize everything and get them to their full potential. So, but like I said, on this end of it, I found quite a few more resource spots here. I've got a lot of iron. I've got 6 miners on iron right now, and those are going to send the raw material up into the steel factory plant. And then once I figure out what the output on those is, then that's when I will run the belts from the coal, figure out what all I'm going to need on that side. So I've got power run to these, but I don't have conveyors yet. So this has to be a Mark III because it's hauling 200 and, like I said, I think it's 240 by the time it's all added up per minute. And then the rest of them splitting off here, these are going to have to be 120, and then the rest will just be normal conveyors. So it's best if you can to maximize and use the right conveyors where you need them. Obviously, if you're using the slower ones, you're going to kind of shoot yourself in the foot as far as production goes. And then if you're using the faster ones where you don't need them, obviously you're going to have some issues. Not any issues as far as productivity, but just using resources that you don't need to be using. Oh, come on, go in there. Get these guys all cranking out here. And then I'm going to make a massive storage unit for this concrete. So, like I said, they're going in, yeah. The output on these, I think, is only 15 per minute. Let's see here. Yeah, so 15 concrete per minute, starting with 45 per minute of the limestone. So like I said, I've got 60 per minute coming into all of these. So if I up the clock speed on these, which I could do, I could probably get them up to that 60 per minute. I just didn't have enough numbers to get it broke down enough that I could get it down to 45 per minute. So it needs 5.3 of these, so there's a little bit extra. That's why I didn't do it. So let's see, I want the final output on this side of the material, so we need to run all of the mergers that direction, that way. Get these guys as close as we can. Make sure it's lined up with this. It should be. I should get my double lines on that one. And the rest of these should follow suit. And then this one I want the output going towards the... do I want it going that way? We'll do that for now. Because I may be able to get my... If I had the container way out there, yeah, that's what we'll do. Like I said, I wanna make as much storage as I can on this, and what I'll probably do is start at the bottom and go up with it, and then come back down and kind of loop it around one whole storage unit. So I'll show you how to make a pretty massive storage container in here as well. That way you can, I shouldn't ever have any problems with concrete running out. So I do have a lot more building to do, and that's primarily what you use it on, but it is also needed in the in some of the steel products as far as the beams go. So I will need it there as well. So this is where I want the front of my storage units to start, because you'll need, like I said, you'll need 7 spaces between these poles in order to get the loops completed, so that you can go from different levels of, and I'll show you in a second here. I've showed you a couple times in some of my other videos, but perfect, we can get that there. Alright. When I run these belts, I'm going to have to move these mergers, so let's get, oh geez, wrong thing. I've been noticing that, and there we go. A lot of times if you have these too close, I can't click on the belt. You have to destroy a couple things to get to this belt here, so I don't know if that's, I would assume that's something that's going to get fixed, but like I said, sometimes you can't upgrade the belts in between here, or click on them to destroy them, or do anything with them if they're if there's a really small gap in here. So could have checked my clearances when I had 2 of them set up, but you can see the belts, the little belts in between, so don't forget to take those down. Those will be in the wrong spot, and they don't connect anyway when you take it apart. So dink. So I'm actually going to go back 3 spaces just to make sure. We'll leave that one there so we know. Grab these guys. And I love how fast you can disassemble and reassemble stuff in this game. Not like a huge deal if you build something and don't quite have the clearances figured out completely. Oh yeah. I should move that real quick, that will help. Some games like this, you build the thing and you really want to do everything you can to not have to move it, but that should give us plenty of clearance. Let's move this guy. But like I said, you get all your resources back in this one, and it's pretty quick, simple, and everything lines up well, like it's supposed to. So, especially if you have these platforms, I would recommend, if you're doing any sort of building, to always do it on these platforms. Makes life so much easier. And then when you're not building on the platforms, the best way to do that is to hit Control and then click on the part, because it will line it up with what you're trying to line it up with when you hold Control down. So, but like I said, you don't need to use Control on the platforms themselves. Okay, so there's that. Pick this apart. Grab this guy. Grab this guy. 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. And that should give us plenty of room there. Because I didn't build the other ones, I should have enough room, or enough materials to build this whole thing. I think you have to go up the number of containers that you have with your towers. So I could be wrong on that, but we're going to find out. So run this conveyor into there. Don't forget to run these conveyors like I almost just did. And then the conveyors on the back. Just go straight across. And I could be using the double, the stackable storage units. I probably should be. What do those take to use though? I want to say they take steel. Yeah, so they take, it's all steel. So I should be using these, but like I said, I don't have the steel going yet, and it's not a huge deal. Just it's the same storage amount, less openings though, so you don't have to run as many belts to do them. So they are a little bit more convenient, but we will start using those, I guess, after after we get our steel production going. So right now it's looping around. It's going through that second one, back around through these two, go up here. We should be able to. We can't. So, but it's not clipping through or anything. So what we'll do is we'll just move this splitter after we get the rest of these set, and that will allow us to get that belt in place. And then just skip one, go to that one, go to the next one, and this kind of gives you a storage tower. And I am going to need at least one more of those. So right now you need one more pole than you need. Come on. Right, that'll go from there to there, around to there, up to there. Yep. So, conveyor poles, the stackable conveyor poles, you need one more than you have for your levels of containers. So if you have 4 containers, you need, oh geez, way overshot that. You need 5 of them. So, and it is easier a lot of times to do the top first. You just gotta kind of plan it out. But as long as you have an elevated area, it's not too bad. So there's that stack. Like I said, we just need to move this guy, so we're gonna have to move this belt, grab him, and then run this conveyor and put this merger back in. Whoa, almost walked into it before it was made. And then you can see, like I said, it goes back in there. Everything works just fine. It's not clipping through the top of the belt, it's just through the bottom. If I wanted to run something out of this, I don't need to, but I could get rid of this bottom conveyor pole and run something out of there. But that's how you set up these conveyor stacks, or these storage stacks. And like I said, this is going to give us just a massive amount of storage. We are never going to use that much, but if it's full, it's full, and then we can tap into this for all of the rest of the builds. those beams, use the concrete. So if we need to use them for that, and then like I said, all of the foundations and everything like that, use the beams too. So we've got oil refineries coming up. We've got all kinds of stuff that we're going to be using concrete for. So it's always a good thing to have on hand. But what I will do is I will leave you here and finish this up, and I'll show you actually how to link them before I do that, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. Wrong way. So like I said, just make sure you alternate, and it's pretty self-explanatory how you do this part, but oh no, can't afford it. Of course not. I wonder if I can build one just up there. Did I just build it next to it? No, let's do this. Obviously I'm not going to leave it like this, I'm going to fix it, but what you do is just take the conveyor from here, run it over to there, and then you start over on this stack, run another one there, and then loop it back around, and then that's when you'll come down with it. So it'll go up on that one, down on this one, and then up on that one, and then hopefully I'll be able to get another one, and it'll go down on that one and out on the ground. Actually do it on the front side of the ground. So that's the plan. Like I said, I will come back once I get all of this in place. I need to go collect some more materials. I got plenty of concrete, but I need some iron plates and some rods, which we're making a ton of, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, we are back and I got it all set up. Didn't take me too long. I did have to make 2 trips. It takes a lot of plates to make this. But you can see everything's moving right along. We just need the final steps here in getting this all linked together. And get these mergers in place. And bam. And then run some conveyor belts. Work. It's not gonna let me, is it? Grab these guys. Nice. So that should be all 4 of them running over there. These 3 are full, so they're all gonna run full. Pretty close to it. So they shouldn't actually ever run out. So got 60 going in and 45 on the output. So, but like I said, this is a huge storage unit, and I'll show you from the side here. You'll see how big this is. Ton of storage. If I was good at math, I would tell you exactly what it was, but I'm not that good, and I don't have a calculator handy. So, but it literally took. I mean, you see, probably about 30 minutes or so to make this. If I had all the materials ready. So a lot of plates, a lot of rods, and it's storage as much as you would need, especially for concrete. Some of these other things like screws and stuff, you might actually end up needing more storage than this, but it all links together. It's all got one output. So if you want to increase it, this is a single output. I have no idea actually where I ended up talking. I had like everybody walk in all at the same time. Both my kids in different doors of the house. So the joys of recording at home in the dining room, where we got a nice cool breeze from the outside, and it's a beautiful day here today. So we got some of that breeze coming in, but I need a little red recording light on all the doors so they know when I'm recording, but not a huge deal. But like I was saying, it's got one output on this massive storage unit. So if you wanted more than one, or if you need more than one, you could split this thing in half and have an output coming out of one of those, and then link 2 of them to this side, 2 of them to that side, kind of what I did up top where I had three different pods of these. But this is one output. I don't see why I would need more than one output for concrete. And plus, on the next upgrades, Mark IV belts, that's going to give us like 350 resources per minute or something crazy like that. So lots of opportunities there. So nice to kind of have one output and then split it off from there if you need to. I don't know if I can get up there or not. I think I can. Yeah. But you can see lots of storage. And then while this thing runs, it will continue to just kind of fill this up. I've got concrete coming from that side, concrete coming from that side. And like I said, it's not running at capacity as far as those constructors go. I could put some power shards in there. I've got like 20 power shards, I believe. But nothing's really using them right now. I may have to increase my rod production because they are kind of running a little bit low over there. So, but like I said, this is kind of a how-to on building a massive storage pod or storage unit and kind of building a concrete factory. So the concrete, I've noticed, is one of the hardest ones to kind of get tuned up and get right as far as production goes, just because a lot of these, like all of those, I think are impure, but they're the same as far as what's next to them. But you'll have two of these that are different, so you do kind of have to balance it out. And then the output on them, having three units per on the input, and then the slow output on them. So it's a little bit tough to get these perfect. Like I said, right now I'm overfeeding them at 60 per minute on each belt. If I can get another one, or if I find another node somewhere around here, I'll probably run it over here and try to get split it out to where it's 45 a piece. But that may take quite a bit of splitters and contraptions to get that to work right. So I don't know if I even have enough space to do it, but it's an option. So but that's it for this video. Hit that comment or that like button, the subscribe button, that little bell if you want to see more of this content. I know that I know that I've said this before in other videos, but if you're new to the channel, I've got playlists set up. If you're here for just Satisfactory or you're here for something else, just jump into those playlists, and I've got them all organized in there. I do have a Twitter page as well. All the links are below, and then I'm going to start live streaming shortly here on Twitch as well, and I'll probably live stream this game more so than any of the other ones. That way I can kind of have a good sized chunk, because there is a lot of gap in the production on this, just because there's so much to do in the game. If I recorded every minute of it, I'd have videos for an entire year. So there are some play gaps in this just because of the size of the game. So having a live stream once a week or so may help fill those voids, and that way you can kind of see more of the actual gameplay portion of it. So, but like I said, changing as we go, fairly new to all the live stream and video recording stuff. I don't know how long I'm allowed to say that for, but I'm going to keep saying it probably for the first year, just because it is a huge learning curve with all this video editing and all the stuff that is yet to come on this. So but loving it so far, and like I said, just let me know kind of feedback, what you want to see in the comments below. Shoot me a message on Twitter or whatever you want to do. Like I said, all the links are below in the description. So have a good evening or day or night or whatever time it is that you're watching this, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks.